Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Mariota. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
I'm going back to you. Kill. Ringo.
Where are they, team?
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
It's just me and you. It's just me.
The first carry now for Jordan Howard. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Mariota. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a 1st.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Throwing is Mariota. Gets this to his running back, Jordan Howard. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. To throw is Mariota. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
50 seconds to Mike. Okay, double up. Slam.
On 3rd down, Grant. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's taken down at the 27. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Blue line.
Come on.
3.
Check 26.
They will run with Grant. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And that is incomplete here.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
On first down, they run with Howard. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Mike. Where are they, team?
55, Mike. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Here's Grant. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. That's into the hands of Edwards. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. On that, baby, on that.
You ain't doing nothing today.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Watch the run, watch the run.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. First reception for him, and remember, he leads the NFL in that category here in this first month. Also has a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Give them 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Here we go. Score it in.
Hey, here we go.
Hey, kill. 47. We're going to 54. Why is?
Mike's 50.
26.
Prescott looks to throw on first. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Looking to throw. Prescott. And going deep for Hill. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Come on, let's go. Check 50. Check 50. Check.
From the 41, Mariota. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
He's coming. We got double up. Watch it. 66. Bullet high. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll run on first down. It's Grant, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mariota, he's going to fire one deep. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead grows to 10-0. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Everybody
The Charger drive about to get going. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 2. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll swing this complete out to Hill. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
Here we go. 47. Go right in.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Get down.
All day, just like that. Just like that. Mike 50, Mike 50. I'm coming. And I look up.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He's got his man. It's Williams. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Number 53, Mike 53.
From the 24, Prescott. That's going to be caught. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the second drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup. Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 2nd down, it's Grant, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, check now, top. 57. Crunch time, defense. 57. 57.
On play action, Mariota. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Mariota now. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. This is Grant. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The Charger drive about to get going. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over. And
they finally get him down at the other 46. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now the second-year kicker, Michael Badgley. He hit from 59 as a rookie. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now the second-year kicker, Michael Badgley. He hit from 59 as a rookie. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
They'll try the right side this time here with Gordon. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10.
You have to get tired of seeing me. Hey, check my 50.
Prescott from the gun. And going deep for Hill. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 49 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Badgley on for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Shift.
Round 18.
On 2nd down now. It's Grant. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
57. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
They go back to Grant. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. Very quickly here, and that's complete. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
Bullet good on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming.
Here we go. We got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. So we're going to 53.
On third down, Dobbins, and he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Got what he needed for the first down with a gain of 2.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up a run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, third and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. Here's Prescott. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete. An excellent play downfield. Should have been picked off, really. But second down instead.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. Quick throw out to Gordon on the perimeter. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. It'll be a gain of 6, and all of a sudden here it's third down.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Here we go.
Here we go, 47.
Left hand's right. Tight end's right. 3 down. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch QB draw. Watch QB draw.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He's going to look deep down the field. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up fourth down. Here's Ty Long now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Check. Lucky. Check.
On first down, Grant. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell them to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. The Jets on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is third down and 12, and he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And going deep for Hill. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And some room to work. 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. Now Bullock to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quinnen Williams breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Prescott. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Prescott now. Eluding the pressure right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott, and he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a gain of 5. And just like that, it's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. This is Gordon. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. After the made field goal, Badgley back out there for the kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Grant. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And it's a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And can you believe this? A big mistake leads to a defensive touchdown, and they're a point away from tying this thing up. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away.
At their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
On first down, Grant. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Grant. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
At the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Pick it up, defense.
They'll try the left side. Grant. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Check 37. Check 37. Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
57. Mike, 57.
Three.
Here's Mariota. Throw caught here by Bird. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock.
A 29-yard attempt.
Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
They'll run on first down. It's Howard, and here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd.
So it all comes down here to the right foot of Randy Bullock. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. Kick is right there. It's good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3.
Chargers 24,